Welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today, why Laud? No worries, no wheel, new release. We're back. Took a week off, but our scheduling has been weird, so you're just getting videos randomly thrown at you. I'm sorry. But this one's a little bit of a weird release anyways. It came out physically on the 7th, didn't come to streaming until the 14th, and I feel like a lot of people forgot about it. But we're here, we're doing it. I think we had this cast for Silk Sonic when that came out 17 years ago. But excited for this one. Anderson .Paak and Knowledge, their little group together. This is their second record. I don't know when the first one came out. I feel like it was a long time ago. 2016. So very, very long for a follow-up, but I'm excited for this thing. I think we're all big fans of Anderson .Paak. I think Silk Sonic was pretty great. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything to add to this.
No, I don't think so. I haven't listened to the first one, but
I feel like I did, but I like skimmed through it, or I was like listening in the background and didn't get much from it. So I do need to go back to that. So if we really like this one, we could probably put the other one on the wheel and do that.
Okay.
I mean, Anderson .Paak's always good, and it's summertime, so it's a perfect time for him to do this.
Absolutely.
But I've been itching for him to be back in the front stage. Bruno, I'm okay with, but I like Anderson .Paak a lot more, so I'm excited for this. But
no shade to Bruno.
No shade to Bruno.
No shade to Mr. Bruno Mars.
But full shade to Mr. Dave Chappelle, who's on the first track.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes, of course.
Sweet. All right, we'll just dive in. Thank you with Dave Chappelle.
Oh, thank you. More like.
Whenever I see someone less fortunate than me, I say, there but for the grace of God, go I. I could have been that nigga. And whenever I see someone more fortunate than me, I say, there, because of the grace of God, go I. Because I'd like to try that. Get to be what
We're going to play the next song.
Okay.
I don't know if we have biting commentary on this.
Not really.
Niggas, the top 5 lister, double S drifter, separate sipping, and you know I came with it. If she cute with her lips shut and tits like missiles, young but I still got sons in the game, but they not like the one with a dot in his name. If it's locking, it's gotta be knowledge. You made it the wildest applause when we hop on these stages. Gon' get your Teflon vest on, but once we let off this track list, that shit gon' blow your chest off. When the last time that you heard a sound this hard? Compliments and knowledge in the motherfucking. And we can go out of your league, we not the same person. I be doing this till I'm about 86, old as a bitch, holding my dick fucking on the nurses.
Thank you, in 86 Centra.
That one was pretty good. I also liked Thank You. I thought that was a pretty good intro.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know. Say what you want about Dave Chappelle. I don't like that he's on this album, but I did like the vibe of that, and then I thought it was a nice kind of lead in to 86 Centra.
Yeah, I think 86 Centra is great. Very short, but I love the vibe of it. Knowledge production here is fantastic. I love those little key hits and those synths going on in the background. Yeah, I think Thank You is a good lead-in. It's weird because Dave Chappelle feels like that really like weird uncle where you can be around for like 10 minutes and then you have to like leave before he starts just like going off. So I think having that kind of person on a record starting like this is actually fine. It's whatever. He didn't go off the handle or do anything, which is fine. No. It just adds a little bit of like, ooh, Dave Chappelle's on here. I don't need that, but all right, whatever.
Right.
But good start.
Yes. Good Nissan Sentra shout. Yeah, I really like that song. Again, the opening, Dave Chappelle, whatever, you know, it's fine. It's okay, whatever. Like you said, as long as he just doesn't say anything that he doesn't need to, it's okay. Yeah. Sounds nice to me.
Sweet.
I'm also used to like Silk Sonic sound, Anderson .Paak, so I'm not like too ventured in what he did before that. So
what solo records have you guys heard? Just Ventura?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I've heard Ventura and
And
Malibu.
Okay. Gotcha. Oxnard is the big missing piece here because this is Oxnard
Yes.
style. Yeah.
And Ventura was the first video we ever did.
That's true. I forgot about
Lest we
that.
forget.
Real. Alrighty. I think we'll do just track 3. Move on.
Okay.
I think my listening party broke again.
Did it?
Pardon the technical difficulties.
Money and fame got 'em crowding around the table, but who gon' stay when you ain't got a dollar to your name? No way, no, I can't do the things that I used to do. No, I can't move the same way I used to move.
Move on.
That one was pretty G-dang great. Yeah, I think that, Thank You and 86 Centra were pretty good intros, but now we're kind of getting into what the album's going to be like. And man, that was just great. I loved those summery vibes. I'm very glad to be getting some of those at this time of year. It's just starting to get really hot. This is going to be a perfect album for that, I think. And I don't know. That one just had a really nice vibe to it. Really good groove. Back in his kind of like soul thing. Love it.
Yeah, I think Knowledge kind of stole the track on that one for me. I think they both did their thing, but that beat is fantastic. I love the guitar flourishes, those cool little background vocals that were kind of going in and out. Him harmonizing with himself was really nice as well. It's interesting too because we have like the most braggadocious track, last one on 86 Centra, and then we go to this one and it's like, oh, I'm getting a little bit older. I can't do this like, things I used to talk about on these earlier records where it's just like all these different women and all these like just crazy things that he's talking about on those things. So it's a really nice introspective track. I love how warm and summery it still feels. It kind of gives the vibes of like Vince Staples' recent work where it's very kind of chill, but at the same time, it's like lyrically packed and it's fantastic. So love that one.
Yes, very nice. I think that's my favorite part of what he does is like that neo soul singer type stuff. I still like him as a rapper, but I think that's what he does best is the singing type stuff. Very nice production on that song. Yeah, just very summery, very fluffy, very nice.
Yes, sir. We got Keeper with Thundercat.
Thunder guy.
Let's go.
I love him.
You drove the knife through my pride. There's no more words to say, but goodbye. How you gon' compare me to this guy? He don't love you the way I. You don't look good in that Honda. Bitch, you supposed to be with me. Bouquets don't mean nothing. Double C's on the sneakers. But you know that the money won't keep up. No, no, no. The money won't keep up. No, no, no. The money won't you keep put up. The pain in my eyes. There's no more tears to cry. You should be here with me. I put it on the Jesus beat. week in Greece. Phone off, you said you was asleep. I know you was getting your cheeks beat. Bitch, jet lag when you show up. Pulling in with a chauffeur.
I'm when you say you're losing yourself to me. You used to love when I sweep you off your feet. Bitch, oh, dang. Bringing out the worst in me. I think I done said too much.
I gotta cut it off. Keeper.
Man, that one was fantastic. I'm a big fan of Thundercat. Pretty much anytime I see that he's on a song, I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be a slapper. And I also love when they feature Thundercat and he isn't just doing backing vocals or bass, because I think he was on the Silk Sonic record, but it was just backing vocals and bass. Like, man, this guy has the most angelic voice. That lovely falsetto he's got. You got to let it show. And they do. Give him a couple verses. And I thought that he and Anderson have a really great kind of chemistry, and that Anderson has this kind of raspy, kind of silky voice, and then Thundercat comes in with those high notes, those silky smooth ones. It's like, wow. Creates a really nice atmosphere. That's not even mentioning the production, which is just great. No, just knocking it out of the park. This is like great, phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, this is the chillest like hate song I've ever heard. It's just like tropical, laying on the beach in the hot weather, and I'm like, I hate her. It's crazy. It's a great mix. I kind of wish that Thundercat was on bass. I feel like the low end would have been really cool with a really nice bass line, but I also just love Thundercat playing bass, so the track probably doesn't need it. Would I have liked it? Maybe, but I think Thundercat did a great job. The way Anderson .Paak was doing his vocals, like, it reminded me of like his early work. Like, he was really getting back in that bag of like Malibu, which I really liked. I love his like charisma and his like attitude and the delivery of like that record. So I'm glad we're kind of getting some of that here. But yeah, this one was a fun one.
Yes, anytime Thundercat is on a song, it's good.
Yeah.
Yes, that one's definitely the catchiest one so far. Yeah, everything you guys said, just very good production, very good everything, basically. Yes, I love Thundercat singing as well. If he's bass and singing on the same song, then that's just, you don't get that very often.
True.
But yes, love
Drop another album.
Drop another one, why don't you?
Yeah, it was
Been since 2020.
2020. Yeah, it's a good one though. Alrighty, we'll do the next two. We'll do distractions and looking. I'm glad I kept that for the transition.
Yeah.
I don't need no more distractions, but I'm gassed to see what might happen. One pass can grant me all access. 9 lives of Sphinx, no catfish. 10 man, a heart is what I'm after. 1 and 1, the force is like magnet. Hope 12 don't stop me in traffic. Bad luck, I don't need. At 13, I was playing drums for the Baptist. Counting on you and you counting on me. Numbers don't lie when the truth is a lie. That'll set you free. Let's get free, you and me, baby. Counting on you and you counting on me. That's you and me, baby. Come be my one and only.
Why, Lord?
I'm gonna pause early because this is obviously gonna transition. So
Yeah.
we'll talk distractions and looking.
All right. Well, Distraction I liked a lot too. Nice little short and sweet, kind of. And I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, looking kind of just like took me out of it for a second there, because I loved that little
Mm-hmm.
chopped little soul sample. But Distractions was also really, really good. I don't know. I'm excited for the next thing because I could tell that was that's gonna transition into
Yeah, I'm
something
like,
really
oh
good.
no, I made a bad decision. We should have just done Distractions. I can already tell this album's gonna be hard to react to because I just want to like let this play. This is really, really difficult to take ourselves out of it every time. Distractions might be my favorite song, actually. I think the beat on it is incredible. I love the strings. We can't deny Anderson Paak's counting up to 13 and then the chorus is counting on you and you counting on me. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers do that, but I feel like it's cheesy most of the time. He hid that thing in there until about like the Severed Ties 8 Balls, and I'm like, okay, he's doing something. But even the Tin Man, A Heart Is What I'm After, 1 and 1, the force is like magnet. It's great. The chorus was fantastic. Yeah, that was really great. I've not heard something like that from him. I know Absol has a writing credit on this song. I don't know if that's where that came from or if they're just like interpolating an Absol line somewhere, but that's definitely something Absol would have done.
Oh.
But yeah, that looking instrumental is fantastic as well. I love the strings on that.
He was in the studio like, okay, you're gonna count to 13 on this one. Yeah, I like both of those a lot. I love me some violin. So I loved that little little minute song. I love that one a lot. Love me some violin. But yeah, those are both really great. I can tell that's gonna be a beta transition. So
Yeah,
yeah.
sick. All right, we'll finish up looking and go into Where I Go featuring Her. I feel like I've heard this song, but I don't remember.
I don't think I've heard any of the singles on this.
New music. New shit. I ain't ready yet. Let that rock again. Come on.
She wanna know where I've been and who I see. She wanna know where I'm going. I know you gon' ride it like a pro. I know you got a lot of faith in me. I know you put a lot of things on hold. I hope you got a policy. I know you got a lock on the whole thing. I had to tell you something before I go. I left a little something special in the envelope. I had to mail you something, tell me when it's at the door. I know you put a lot of things on hold. I hope you got a policy. I know you got a lock on the whole thing.
Know that you my motherfucking cinnamon apple. Know that when it come to loving you, I'm a natural. Know how much it hurt me, that's in the past though. When I'm all alone, better not be with that hoe.
Where I Go.
That was very, very good as well. I thought that the transition from Looking into Where I Go was very, very good. I will say I don't know much about her. I don't think I've listened to any songs of hers. The only thing I have heard is that she did a Nationwide commercial. That's about the length of my knowledge on her. But I thought she did really, really well here. She definitely has like the Anderson Paak vibe. So like those two on the verse, just phenomenal. Their voices work really, really well together. And on top of that, silky smooth. Oh, that's like baby making music or something. Really, really nice. Like it.
I felt like you just rapped a verse at me because you just said No Worries, Her, and Silky Smooth. There's so many ties in this thing. We need to change names on this. There's too many words going on.
Sorry.
This song came out 2 years ago, so I have heard it, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's this song.
Oh.
Yeah, this
okay.
came out in 2022. Man, it took them a long time to get this album put together. It's really good so far, though. I do love how the production is like very much, everything's got the same vibe. There's a lot of variation in it still, though, but you keep those strings, you keep this warm vibe. It works really well. I think Anderson does fantastic on this track. It's definitely more soulful, not as boastful and in your face. I love how smooth he's able to get these lines across. Yeah, that's really fantastic. I feel like her is an artist that you see at the Grammys every single year, and everybody's like, I haven't heard of her album, but she's there every single year performing and getting stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty good track.
Yes. I think she's mostly like, people really know her for like her features, I think.
She's on a lot of
'cause
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, she is on a lot of stuff. But yeah, that one was freaking epic.
I would say so.
I would say so too. Yeah, really good transition from looking to where I go. Very good production once again. Yeah, like Babby said, this is kind of like hard to pause between every single track because you just want to let it go. But yeah, very nice so far.
It's albums like these that break our format down. We're trying. This is the best way to do this. Okay. Daydreaming, track 8.
Radiohead
My
reference.
favorite Radiohead song.
Featuring Tom York.
Featuring Tom York. Tom York on a knowledge beat would go hard.
I'll be outside, underneath the balcony. Knew you was mine when you threw down the key. Up all night, kiss me, let me know that it's real. Daydreaming when I met you, can't forget you. Kiss me, let me know that it's real. Girl, you're so fine, shining like a diamond ring. Look me in the eyes, tell me you would die for me. Let me know that it's daydreaming when I met you.
Daydreaming.
That one was really good as well. I think this one's pretty similar to, I don't remember which one it was, Move On, where Knowledge, you said Knowledge stole the track. I think Knowledge stole this track too. Not that Anderson was doing a bad job or anything, but man, I loved those kind of, I guess, semi-distorted electric guitars. It wasn't
Yeah.
like anything too crazy, but it was a weird in between where it wasn't like a John Mayer smooth guitar. There was a little bit there, but man, I don't know. The vibes are off the charts. I'm
Yeah.
really liking it.
Yeah, again, I'm like trying to find things to say. Knowledge is fantastic. I love the fuzzy guitars in this. I think the mixing of this whole record is really weird. I mean, I'm on a different headphone setup, so maybe it's just that, but like everything is like placed really well where it's kind of, it's not too harsh. Everything's in the background a little bit, and it just creates this really nice like chill atmosphere. But I do love the kind of semi-distorted, a little bit fuzzy guitars. The song sounds like a sunset. It's really great. I love that we have an electric guitar solo coming in, bringing some like different instrumentation in at this point in the record. I think is really smart. Yeah, I think just we can sing Anderson .Paak's praises all day. Like he did Silk Sonic, he did the whole like 70s soul revival thing. It worked really well. He plays drums on his own records, and that creates a completely different vibe than this. And then he can come in with Knowledge and create something like this that just again sounds completely different. And he nails all of them. And he's been rapping, and he's been singing, and doing it all of it extremely well. So
Yeah.
he's just fantastic. That's all I'm gonna say for this track.
Yes. They kind of had like an 80s kind of vibe for me with like the drums and the guitar. Sound like an 80s soul type thing.
Could see it.
That one was really nice. I like that one as well. So
Yes, sir. All right. We got From Here featuring Snoop Dogg in October London.
What?
It's
Snoop
Redneck Chopper
Doggy
over there.
Dog?
Who is that?
I haven't left. Everybody's got a little place of their own. But what about you and me? We could be a song. How about it? Forget about it. Today's a new day. The club about to shut down, girl. Don't leave me this way. Where do I go? I'm sitting in this car, with my little heart in my hand. Threw away the keys, all my clothes, standing there just waiting on me. Oh, where do I go? Where do I go? Oh, no. And now she's nowhere to be found. And now you have nowhere to go. What do you go to? What do you do? Yeah, it's the story of a man. You may know that man.
From here.
So why did they do Dave Chappelle in the first track and not Snoop Dogg?
I was thinking the same thing, actually.
Because it's
fits so
basically
much
he's
better.
doing the same thing. He's not really rapping on this song. He's basically doing what Dave Chappelle did on the first track. So just cut out the guy who sucks and replace him with an unproblematic king, such as Snoop Dogg. I mean, he didn't murder someone, but that's fine.
It's okay.
I'm willing to let it go.
Not convicted.
And that's true. But yeah, no, I think that one was really, really good. That's like a straight up throwback soul song. But I'll say, as someone who's been kind of doing a deep dive on old soul, this is better than most all old soul slow jams. I do not like those very much at all. I feel like they bring down those records quite a bit. Whereas this one is kind of a highlight of the album. It is really, really good. All of these voices kind of harmonizing on the chorus, phenomenal. Very, very good.
Yeah, I don't know how you out Silk Sonic on this record. Like, this
Yeah.
had more soul and passion and color and variety than a lot of those songs do. Oh my god, my camera
Oh,
overheated.
no.
That's crazy. Hold on 1 second.
Nice.
As I was saying, I don't know what I was saying. The song is
I was
phenomenal.
so rudely interrupted.
Before I was rudely interrupted by another Elgato product.
You were saying something about how it was out Silk Sonicing Silk Sonic.
It really was. And I think the sample work here is phenomenal. I love the soul sample they took, using it as background vocals, adding to the October London feature in the beginning. Everything about this track, I just want to like live in this instrumental. It was so good and so well arranged, and the pacing of it was great. I would have loved a Snoop Dogg verse, but honestly, like, his voice is so much like more satisfying on a sample like this anyways, and they're kind of like intermixing October London's verse, so I think it worked really well either way. So yeah, that one is a clear favorite.
Yeah.
That wasn't really the vibe I was expecting from a song with Snoop Dogg on it. I don't know. I guess I was expecting like that K-Tramine type vibe that he was on one of those songs. That one was a good one. But yeah, that one was also very nice. Again, kind of like a Silk Sonic type vibe to that one. They should have put Knowledge on Silk Sonic instead.
That would have been
Would
weird.
have been
Knowledge instead of Bruno Mars.
Yeah, so then they're no
That's what
Boys
this
and
is.
Silk Sonic. It's a different name. But yeah, that one was nice.
Great.
No shade to Bruno, of course.
Of course, the GOAT.
Yes.
90% of gamblers stop before they hit it big.
That's true. That's the moral of that album, I think.
Yeah. They should do
They
like
want
4
you to
more at
gamble.
this rate. Yeah. Fall Through, track 10.
Girl, that pussy like a sweet plum wine. I've been all damn night. You gon' make me tell you something, something you're gonna remember. I'm gon' have to change my flight, cause I can't book a trip up on a blow face line. You gon' make me give you something, something you're gonna remember. I've been all damn night. You gon' make me tell you something, something you're gonna remember. I'm gon' have to change my flight for another night, cause I can't book a trip up on a blow face line. You gon' make me give you something, something you're gonna remember. When I'm gone, when you gon' come over, I'm never gon' get over. You gon' make me give you something, something you're gonna remember. When you gon' get over, sober, never gon' get over this. Slower, let me sip it slower.
Fall Through.
That one was really nice. A little short, sweet love song, I guess you could say. More like a love song dedicated to the pussy of his lover.
To be
Which,
exact.
frankly, to be exact, which I'm down for. And it was very, very nice. Yeah, had a guest feature from Andre 3000.
No.
There was a flute. That was the.
There was a
bit.
flute. There wasn't there. Andre should have been
Yeah,
on
it
this.
was
Andre would fit
It
well.
was playing. It was playing the same note. the
minutes
whole
if it was
time.
an Andre song,
Oh, that's true.
which I'm all for.
Of course.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Andre.
Of course. Legend. Absolute legend. Yeah, I think of songs of this topic, there's a lot of songs that are horrible. Justin Bieber about this topic. I think this one's really
Oh,
great.
yummy.
Full shade to Justin Bieber.
Full shade to Justin Bieber. The hand drums in this beat are incredible. The flutes,
Yes.
everything. Knowledge absolutely swept me away on this one again. It's chunky. It's heavy. It's just warm. The releasing of like the vinyl a week before the streaming is making more sense as we're going through, because like it just sounds like it's made for vinyl. It has that warm fuzziness to all these instrumentals. Even the way that Pac is mixed into these tracks, it just creates such a nice, inviting atmosphere. I think that's one of the things I was missing from Silk Sonic, is it felt like it was mixed like a pop record, and I needed it to be like a little bit more fuzzy, a little bit more warm. But yeah, this definitely takes it for me. I love this one.
Yes, I agree. I like the woos.
Ooh.
They should have got Ric Flair to do the woos, but I guess they don't want any more problematic people. on
Ric
the record,
Flair feature.
so. But yes, that one was very nice, very soft, very not cozy, but like there's some tracks that have like that warmth to it and some that don't. So it's like yeah, very nice.
Yes, sir. All right. Battlefield, track 11.
Which one?
Earth.
Bad Company.
One Hardline. 2048.
Yeah, that one.
The best one.
Daddy was a twin with the caddy in the bins. Mama was adopted, finished college in the pen. Death before dishonor, we was taught as little shrimp. And I was only 6 when I lost the innocence. When I grew up, oh how I want to learn to roll a spliff. And not the kind that runs like my mind when it drifts. Remember when you used to hit my line on the whim? I forward to VM, you go and sing a hymn. You know I'll support you if there's nobody else for you. Standing in the middle of a battlefield, I had to pick a side to be a victim of a tragedy. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe when it's all over, I can hand the torch over. Standing in the middle of a battlefield, I had to pick a side to be a victim. Yes, it happens all the time. God give me the strength, cause now that I'm a man, my focus and interest is put it start, we taking no shorts. They gon' remember, if nothing else, that the nigga was long-winded. And we live from the enterprise. Where you get signed, I have to improvise. Got me a bag and then I realized didn't need no cash to make me feel alive. You know I'll support you if there's nobody else for you. Standing in the middle of a battlefield, I had to pick a side to be a victim of the tragedy.
Battlefield.
That was pretty G-dang good. Yeah, I'm more a fan of Anderson rapping. I was like, oh, okay, I like his singing way more, but I don't know. Maybe I need to go back because, man, he's really, really good. I think a large part of that is kind of understanding drums because rapping is very different from singing. I know we've talked about this before, but a lot of singers think that they can rap because they're pretty good at singing, like The Weeknd or something. But singing and rapping are two very different. You're stressing different parts of words, where in rapping you're emphasizing the consonants because you're essentially operating in percussion, whereas in singing you're stressing the vowels because you're stretching those out, and those are the ones you're hitting most. So that's why a lot of vocalists suck at rapping. But Anderson is great at both, and I think that's because he's a percussionist and knows the rhythm, and also a really solid lyricist. So that's probably my favorite Anderson performance of the album so far. Very nice.
Yeah, I think that chorus especially just shows that, because like there's so many ways to mess up that chorus where you're like doing the staccato upward kind of mobility, and like it works. It's so good. And I don't know how it works because it should not work on paper. Like at the first time I heard it, it felt a little awkward, but then it resolved at the end and I'm like, oh, that is fantastic. It took me right back to that Tiny Desk where he's playing drums and rapping and singing at the same time. I think people forget about that video every once in a while, but it is like one of the most like crazy things I've seen on how well he can do all of that at once. Yeah. Beat Here Again is phenomenal as well. I can live in these string sections all day. They're just so smooth and just gorgeous. I would take, this is one of these records where like I would take an instrumental version of this record and play it, because all of these are just so colorful and tell the story of the tracks in them like themselves. So very good.
I'm gonna be that one guy, but I definitely prefer the instrumental and like the production of that one over Anderson's performance. That's just because I was lost in the instrumental like the entire time. So I'm sure it was great. I just wasn't really listening to what he was saying too much because I was like, wow, this sounds cool. So
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect to knowledge.
All right. I think we're doing a twofer. Here I Am and Out the Way.
Ooh, you give me heartache, baby. I'm phoning from the pain like a shot to my kidney. What a shame that we never seen Jamaica. What a shame. I was supposed to take the vacation, but flaked on you. And no one wants to hear my side of things. My own mama called me stupid when I broke the news. Use a fool to go and ruin up a good thing. That was my bad. That's honestly my fault. I went and got a young bitch, 21 dumb thick, but she dumb as a brick with shitty music taste. I know it's looking like I might be really doing things, but I ain't doing shit. But looking on your page, I see you meditating, thriving, and going places. Finally got somebody to take you on vacation.
Okay, I feel warm and shit. Obviously, we're that's what we're here for. Okay, well,
I'm fucking talking.
Girl.
I made up for the transition earlier with that one.
I'm out the way, but then you pop up on me. Now every day you're on my mind. Oh, you are my one.
I left the block, I'm on the bridge. Come making it big, girl, just say sorry. I might consider taking you all the way. Yeah, I don't know about the backstroke, but I know how her heart go beat. Why does she think I'm for the streets? Every time that I leave, I forget we had an understanding.
Never gonna change. close to your heart. And ain't nothing gonna stop me when I start. When I start, I'm out the way, but then you pop on me. Now every day you're on my mind. Baby, nothing can stop me when I started. Said that I cannot choose, baby, I'm starting to think you could be all I need.
Here I am and out the way.
I liked Here I Am quite a bit. I think that there was a little bit of humor there. I think that that is kind of, I don't say it's like needed, but it is nice to see that side of Anderson come out here. I always forget how funny he is. And then I'll see like an interview with him. I'm like, man, that guy is like so charismatic and funny. Like, I love that that side is on this record.
Great teeth as
so-
well.
Great teeth. That's true. That's true. We could just list positive characteristics of this man for about 50 minutes. But yeah, especially on an album that has been a little bit more there's like more introspective moments, kind of reckoning with age. It's just like, well, it's just a little funny song. And then Out the Way was also phenomenal. I don't know if I have a whole lot to say about it, and I'm sure that you two will make up for that for me, but it was very, very nice.
Yeah, I think Here I Am was great. I'm loving so far. I'm gonna like relate this to like a J Dilla album or something where it's like all these beats have such personality and the way they transition and everything. It feels like a beat tape, but Anderson .Paak is all over this thing and it just works really well. But Here I Am is great. I love the kind of talking into singing into rapping and all the weird stuff he's doing vocally on that track. I think it was really fun. Out the Way, I think, is the first one I'm not too crazy about. I think the drums were my issue on that track. I don't know why. They seem really sharp. There was one that had like some clipping on the kick in there. It felt really harsh in the mix compared to everything else, and it distracted me a little bit. I think everything else so far has been so smooth and like well placed to the point where like you can't tell these are separate samples being pieced together into one beat. I think on this one the magic kind of went away a little bit, and I kind of saw a little bit of that. I just didn't care for the drums too much on that track, but I think the feature artist was pretty great on that one. So
The drums were my favorite part.
Oh,
Yeah, those are both good songs. Like Jerry said, a little bit of show his charismatic, funny side a little bit. But yeah, I really like the drums on Out the Way. I thought those were nice to me.
we're gonna fight.
I also don't have like studio headphones, so I probably
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yes. Feature was really nice. Yeah, very
Good. Okay, we got a lot of short tracks coming up. I think we're gonna do just She Used at track 14.
all right. Andre's back.
Let's go.
He just sits outside the studio and they can pick it up sometimes.
Yeah.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Theodore.
They done Night Court, my man.
Theodore Freaky.
He definitely got the best head.
She Used.
That one was very nice. I don't know. That one probably ranks pretty low for me. I don't know if it's because of the chipmunk vocals. I thought that I'm indifferent towards them. I was kind of getting that Frank Ocean vibe, like Nikes or something. I'm like, he's doing one of those. And I don't know if that totally fits Anderson's vibe, but it wasn't like so off-putting that I was like, oh, yuck, I'm not going to listen to that again. It was just kind of middle of the road, but
That
whatever.
one's near the top for me.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just talking about how this sounds like a beat tape, and then they like do the thing where it's like Chipmunk Soul, but it's on your main artist, and it feels like it's part of the instrumental. I was just listening to this. I'm like, this is like something that someone from like 2045 would do if they're gonna like sample a Anderson .Paak track from all the way back in the day and Chipmunk Soul it. Like, it sounds so good. Knowledge is like a genius in the way that he's doing all this, because it doesn't even sound like Anderson is apart from the beat. He's like in the sample as the feature or the main artist. And then it like,
Yeah.
the key changes, the outro that goes into the sample, everything is just so flawless. It's crazy. Yeah, that one feels like a nerdy favorite, but like, I feel like it takes so much from like these instrumental records and Chipmunk Soul and speeding things up and slowing things down. It's just really, really cool.
Yes. I also like the Chipmunk vocals. The I couldn't get Theodore singing it out of my head. But yeah, like Babby said, it didn't even feel like it was him singing on top of the instrumental. It felt like it was all just one big sample as a song. So I agree with that. That one's also one of my favorites so far.
Yes,
were you only thinking about Theodore because you're dressed like him?
well, that's true. We should have planned this.
We would have known
put
that the Chipmunks
together.
would have come to play.
That's true. When we do our April Fool's Chipmunk album reaction, we'll do that. We're
I got
not doing
Theodore
that.
locked up.
Yeah. Okay, now we're getting weird. We will do More of It and Never Remix.
All right, it's the original Never.
We gonna do it like this. This made up my mama's mohawk. Yeah. Magic City, we was throwing funds, but such a pity we was the only ones. Long as my soul got it in no plan, long as I shine like my little man. They asked me how I look so younger than running a razor across my godly jaw, a permanent favor crossing the line. Yes, Lord. Yeah. And trust me, I got more of it. When they had to tick, I'm more of it.
I sense that you're feeling really down right now, and I wish I knew what to say, but do you think you can call me back after the Dodgers game?
Never meant to do you no harm, I swear. Never meant to bring you no problems. Anything but let you down. Anything but let you down, baby. Anything but let you down,
I
baby.
can't for the life of me get over you, and it's all for real. That kind of pain, that painkillers just don't kill. I'm out to change, replace, delete everything, but I ain't forgot about you.
Never meant to do you no
No, I never meant to do you harm. I never meant to do you this shit.
anything but let you down.
No.
More of It and Never Remix.
Both of those were pretty good. I don't know why did they mix Never Remix like that? Like it's like it's like I'm listening to Siegfried, another Frank Ocean thing where it's just like his vocals are like buried in the mix. And I'm like, this is not the song for that. It doesn't feel like it's that vibe. So I don't entirely know what that was, but More of It I like. And also the outro was very funny. So
Real.
big win for me.
Yeah, I think I'm just treating this like a Mad Lib album or something like that, where it is just like production magic happening. Because I'm loving all these different switch ups and things. Like, it feels like these little interludes that are only a minute long are like full complete songs. They have their full statements and they are great. I love me a Charlie Wilson feature. I think he adds a really nice like low note to this album. Yeah, I think those two were pretty great.
Yes, I love Charlie Wilson. And it's like he's another one where anytime he's on the song, it's going to be a good song.
Real.
So I love his voice. It's very nice. More of It, it was okay. I That one's not one of my favorites, but Never Remix I like a lot.
Sick. All right. We'll just finish it up because the last track is 25 seconds.
Yeah.
So we'll do Distant Space with the last Artful Dodger, and then Walk On By with Earl Sweatshirt, and then Even More.
What?
Undercat reference.
In a distant space, there's a crowded room. And when I close my eyes, I still notice you. One in a distant space, there's a crowded room. When I close my eyes. When you walk on by, you got shades to hide your eyes. Nah, don't cry. It's sad, but shit happens sometimes. What's harder, finding happiness or family time? In a loop, it be the beauty with the tragic behind. No one has a clue what we had to do to survive. We brothers, so it's nothing when we argue and fight. It's us against the world until the world unite. Sometimes I hear your voice, but ain't no one in sight. When you talk, words cut like a knife. But nah, don't cry. And the pain inside, it got you chasing the same old high. You couldn't find it, can't live without it.
You mad I made lucrative ties, you in a bind. I'm not, so you feeling tight, exuberant heights. The flight long, I'm too busy fried for you and your plight. Stupid advice I piled on you, it was frugal and light. Spent too many nights, booted, lived too many lives.
I know you crying, you was dying, and the pain inside, it got you chasing the same old high. You couldn't find it, can't live without it. I feel like ain't nobody caring, everybody's scared. Is there anybody here? Feel like everybody's staring. I know you crying, you was dying, and the pain inside. Everybody's scared. It got you chasing the same old high. Feel like everybody's staring. You couldn't find it, can't live without it. By myself.
All right. Distant Space, Walk On By, and Even More.
Man, Distant Space is like that I don't know if it was a tweet or I heard it someplace, but it's like that thing where it's like your artist's favorite song that you've ever heard and it's only like a minute and a half. Like that was the vibe. I'm like, man, this is so good. This could have been like a whole thing, but it's just in and out a minute 20. Which isn't bad, but man, I love the sound of that. And also Walk On By is awesome. Such a weird collab. I would not think that Earl Sweatshirt and Anderson .Paak really fly in the same circles, but it worked. And Earl actually worked on that beat, which I was surprised by. I mean, I've only heard his like more weirdo artsy stuff that those two videos we did. So I don't know what he's like on more traditional beats, but I was like, oh, okay, it works. And it was nice. So yeah, a nice little collection of a bunch of vocalists that I thought were pretty dang great.
Real. Yeah, Distant Space is fantastic. I think Walk On By is absolutely one of the better tracks here. I love that this record kind of took that introspective turn as it like was heading out on these last like 3 or 4. Yeah, Walk On By works so well. I think the beat here and the guitar riff like works so well for Anderson in the soulful, because it is very soulful, but it also works for Earl in this kind of like detached, a little bit depressed thing that like he always has with his verse. I love that they gave him like the same vocal filter that he always has on all of his stuff. It felt very authentic to him, and I feel like he fits this so well. Yeah, his verse was fantastic too. Kind of quick, short, to the point, but like Earl, everything flowed together so well. Yeah, and I love the little trumpet taking us out on the last track. So great stuff.
Yeah, I thought Distant Space was pretty good. Walk On By is probably my favorite track of the whole thing.
Oh,
But I'm also a very big Earl Sweatshirt fan, so I think he's the best lyricist of all time. So, so any track that he's on, I'm automatically gonna like. But even then, like Babby said, the guitar was really nice. The chorus is really catchy, really good. Feature for Ray Khalil again. So definitely my favorite song on there. I don't know if the last track was necessary. I feel like Walk On By was a good closer in itself, but yeah, either way, it was still nice.
I'll never turn down a trumpet.
That's true. Trumpets are nice. Not as nice as violins, but still nice.
yeah.
But yeah, Walk On By definitely my favorite song off the album, I think.
Yeah, that's the album. We did it. Yay.
Holy moly. It's a lot of tracks. I will say that, you know, we've gotten a lot of R&B, like this lane, that I've gotten a lot of tracks, and all of them are like way too bloated, and it's like, come on, cut some of them. This doesn't feel like that at all, and I think some of that is due to some of the tracks being kind of short, but the ones that are short are like, I don't want those cut. Those are like really, really good ideas. They feel fleshed out and like complete. So like I have no complaints about pretty much any of the tracks here. This is a G-dang great album. The only thing is that Dave Chappelle is on the first track. But that's it.
That's it.
For me.
Real. Yeah, this is phenomenal. This was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I don't know why I was not expecting it to like it as much as I did here. But yeah, I think everything flows so well. I do love that comparison to like Jay Dilla and like Mad Villainy type records, where everything flows together. It is kind of scrapbooky in the way that there's a lot of short tracks and everything just kind of like meshes together, but it all works so well. Anderson .Paak has such a variety of styles on here, and all of them work really well. All the features do their thing besides Dave Chappelle. I think my only complaint about this record is this album cover is not like, it does not speak to what this sounds like at all.
Yeah.
So I think I was expecting a completely different vibe, like looking at the cover art, to what it actually sounds like. That's a minor thing, but I'm like, this is so sunny. There's definitely like more introspective moments, and it gets to like those darker areas. But I need some color. I need some pop in there, because like these instrumentals even are just brimming with life. Anderson has so much charisma and passion and soul throughout this whole record. But yeah, this is one of the best records of the year by far. This is fantastic.
Yes.
Yes, very good album altogether. I agree. Like you said, when we do like this format, it's kind of sucks to get the pause in between everyone, because you just want to let it go. So on re-listens, it'll probably sound a lot smoother when we just listen to it all the way through. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was really good. It just sucks that Dave Chappelle is on it.
Good thing we have streaming, where we can skip it.
Streaming.
I will be buying the vinyl though, because I need to hear this on
I
vinyl.
will too.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. We already know what we're doing next. We spun the wheel last time. We forgot this came out, so that's why this is shoehorned between. So what are we doing next time?
Next time, we're taking a little bit of a turn. We're going to Labi Siffre's Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying.
Yes, sir.
A great folk album. I don't know. We'll see next week when we do it.
Great. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We'll do a retrospective after that video as well, because we got a lot of records to talk about. So, yeah.
Yes.
Everybody asked me about Brat in the comments. We did not do Brat on the channel. I've listened to Brat. It's very good. we did not do a reaction to it. I feel like that wouldn't have gone as well as you think it would have gone. I will talk
What do
about
you
it
mean?
though at the end of the year extensively, probably. Let's just say I'd be partying and Jerry would be like, "What is this?"
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I have not listened to it.
Yeah. So I will be talking about it at the end of the year for sure. I also talked about it on our podcast, which we have down here. Check it out
What?
so you can hear my thoughts on it there. I think I've grown on it even more since I've talked about it on the podcast. But if you want my thoughts on that and all other albums that we do not do on this channel, because we listen to other stuff, we talk about it. So it's hard to do
We
one
do.
video a week and not do any other new music. So there's some things we
Well, and
don't
you're-
do for the channel.
Yeah, and you're doing a deep dive on Mount Erie
Yes, sir.
and the microphones.
Yes, sir.
So if you're interested in that, I know a lot of Anderson .Paak fans also really like the microphones.
It's true.
So there's a lot of crossover.
It's true. There will be a video on that on the channel sometime this year too. So, but yeah, I mean, you talk about your soul records, you talk about all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that, and movies and TVs and game shows or whatever we talk
Game
about.
shows.
Yeah, we talk about Family
Talk
Feud
about
quite a
Family
bit. We're game
Did
show
you see
fanatics
the
over
new
here.
episode?
You see the answer that this guy gave?
He sucks. Kick him off the show. He's no Ken Jennings.
But that's it. Bye.